It's almost here, folks, with millions of viewers worldwide. The Chosen, a series based on the life of Jesus, has become a global phenomenon. The series is unique in that it is completely crowdfunded. By last year, viewers had pumped more than $40 million into the production. The third season premieres this week, with the first 2 episodes launching as a theatrical experience in more than 2,000 movie theaters all across America, and also in the English-speaking territories. Now, I don't watch a lot of TV, folks, but I'm excited about this because I watched this. And here to discuss the highly anticipated third season, we welcome back to America Right Now the series creator and producer, Dallas Jenkins. Dallas, great to see you. Great to have you back on the show. This third season is perhaps your most ambitious yet. And before we talk about the feeding of the 5,000, remind us where we left off in the story of Christ and what this third season will cover.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. So the end of season 2, Jesus is about to deliver the Sermon on the Mount. And just before he delivers it, we're introduced to Judas, which is the character that everyone had been waiting for, wondering how we were going to introduce it. So there's lots of things that are the bows that haven't been tied yet. So for example, Jesus' sermon. People want to hear at least some of the Sermon on the Mount with thousands of people who are there to hear it. But they also want to know what's going to happen with Judas. They want to know some of the disciples who've been having some interpersonal conflicts, something that we explore a lot in the show. Some of those bows need to be tied up. So this is kind of these first 2 episodes that are premiering in theaters, kind of the calm before the storm. We're wrapping up a couple things from the first 2 seasons and then sending off the 12 apostles to go out 2 by 2. There's just a lot that we're addressing in these first 2 episodes that are going to lead into what we believe is the most explosive season we've done so far.
Yeah, in the first 2 seasons, they're all together. They're traveling together, but now Christ is going to send them out. Really, it's kind of the beginning of the church, the beginning of them trying to recruit more followers. A major part of the season is the scene that depicts the feeding of the 5,000. This is the miracle where Jesus multiplied the loaves and the fishes. Very important because it appears in all 4 Gospels. Thousands of extras were used to film it. What was it like to have those thousands of volunteers on the set for these scenes?
Well, I have to be honest, it was a mix of awesomeness and abject terror. Because on the one hand, all of these fans of the show who had contributed in some way are coming to Midlothian, Texas for this filming. And it's exciting. And the scene is fantastic. And it looked great. And the actors were overwhelmed to have all the support. On the other hand, it was 100 degrees in Texas humidity. And we had to literally feed 5,000 people. And the real Jesus wasn't there to make that really easy. So it was certainly exhilarating. But the 3 days that they were there that it took to film that part of the scene was absolutely the most challenging moment of my entire career and for most of the crew. However, we are editing that scene right now. It takes place in the season finale that's coming in a couple months. And my goodness, it was worth every second, and it was worth every degree of heat that we had to suffer through.
Now, you must be having, Dallas, an impact on so many people, especially since the show really took off during the pandemic, where people needed some faith and they needed hope and inspiration. Is there a particular message that this season perhaps focuses on for viewers?
Absolutely. So the theme of the season comes from a line Jesus says during the sermon to the feeding of the 5,000. He says, "Come to me, you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Now, season 3 doesn't skip over the weary and heavy laden part. That's one thing about this show that is very important to us, is that we just don't show Jesus comes and makes everything okay. Everyone now, all their lives are better. In fact, for some of them, their lives are more challenging. And that's true for a lot of people. And like you mentioned, when the show really took off during the pandemic is when we decided to make the show free. You don't have to pay anything if you don't want to. And that decision is what allowed the show to be seen by more people around the world. But that message of when you are weary and heavy laden, that's not, we don't necessarily promise that there's going to be answers here on earth from other people. It's Jesus who gives you that rest. And that doesn't mean your life is all of a sudden going to be easy, but it does mean that you are saved. It does mean that you have hope, that you have comfort. And that's what we really explore in this season.
You know, I always like it when, at the times when Christ is very human, all right, when he is suffering, but also when he's funny or sarcastic. I mean, you really kind of bring a lot of different dimension to all of the characters. Is there a favorite moment for you in this season and something that we should kind of keep an eye out for?
Well, in episodes 1 and 2 that are now in theaters, there's two moments that come together that I think really exemplify what our show is about. And I experienced this at our premiere a couple nights ago. There's a scene where little James, who's played by a handicapped actor named Jordan, he comes to Jesus and says, okay, you're sending me out to heal others, but you haven't healed me. Why? What is going on here? And there's an extraordinarily moving scene that when it happened and Jesus gives the answer as to why he hasn't healed him, the audience that we were watching with, I mean, I've never heard sniffles and seen tear-stained faces like I have, but at the same time, there's moments of humor even in that scene. And in that moment, when Jesus kind of says this lighthearted comment to little James, the audience erupted in laughter. And I think that's what The Chosen is really about, is that we bring your emotions to the surface, both joy and sadness, but also at the end of the day, it's ultimately moving and I think provides hope.
Yeah, and I can tell from personal experience that that is absolutely true. All right, finally, Dallas, how can people watch season 3 and then also pay it forward?
Yeah, so right now you can go to the theater. I mean, just check your local listings. I know I sound like a pitch man, but it's true. Episodes 1 and 2 are in theaters as we speak, and so that's a great opportunity to see it on the big screen, to see it with other Chosen fans. If you haven't seen seasons 1 and 2, though, you should check those out first. So you just go and you look for the Chosen app. It's on your phone, or you can look up the Chosen on your streaming platforms, on your television. We're very easy to find, totally free, totally easy. And after season 3, the first 2 episodes are in theaters for a couple weeks, we will be bringing it free and easy to the app again. So that's the easiest way to check it out. And again, like I said, if you're skeptical about it, it doesn't cost you anything anyway. So you don't lose anything by checking it out.
All right, terrific. Dallas Jenkins, creator and producer of The Chosen. Congratulations, and thank you to you and the entire cast and crew for bringing the story of Christ to life in the way that you have. Thanks for being here.
That means a lot. Thanks for having me on.
And straight ahead, the midterm elections weren't only about who will control Washington. Conservative school board candidates racked up wins across the country.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting
the truth.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news
For real people.